Hi, this is Tim Koviak, licensed loan officer. Welcome to the channel. On this video, we're going to talk about understanding credit scores, also building and establishing credit. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to the channel. On this channel, we talk a lot about first-time home buyers, budgeting, savings, building wealth, buying homes, investment properties, and leveling up. Welcome to the channel. Now, in this video, I want to talk about credit. All right. I'm really not sure what to title this. So like I said, we're going to talk about credit scores, how to build and establish credit. And I'm making this video for people that need help with their credit. I am a licensed loan officer. I talk to clients every day. And sometimes people just need to build credit or rebuild credit or repair credit. So if you're watching this video and I sent this to you, please watch. If you want to learn the game, master credit, then watch this video. A lot of times, no one taught us this growing up. In order to buy a home, you're going to need some credit. And not just credit to buy a home. You need credit to rent a home. You'll need credit for a car insurance, employment. Credit is becoming more and more important today. And having good credit and establishing good credit and maintaining good credit is more and more important. So if you want to learn, watch this video in entirety. If you're not interested in having good credit or already have good credit, you can turn off. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know, okay? And I'll also timestamp this video so you can hop around a little bit for some things you may already know. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. So like again, I titled this Understanding Credit Scores and How to Improve Them. I really don't know what to title this, okay? So please forgive me. Now, for the agenda, I want to talk about know the factors. So you got to know the factors. I look at it as the rules of the game. I want to talk about check your credit report. I want to talk about pay your bills on time. I want to talk about reducing credit card balances, keep old accounts, diversify your credit types, and derogatory remarks and how to fix them. So like again, this video is going to talk about a lot about credit. And I might go really deep, okay? So if you don't have time to watch all, come back and watch it later. But I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty and teach you everything you know. And if you master these things, you're going to have good credit. You're going to qualify for a loan or a home or whatever you're looking to do. So let's get into it now. So these are the rules of the game, okay? These are the rules of the game. And this is what you really need to understand when it comes to credit. The first thing is payment history, okay? Where we go? What happened? I want to write on this. Hang on here. All right. So the first thing is payment history, okay? That is most important, okay? You got to have payment history. Too many times I see people trying to pay off old debt. Old debt is okay. It does help you in the long run, but most important thing you can do is have payment history. And you may be asking, how do I get payment history? Having a secure credit card, having a secure loan. If you already have an existing account that's open and in good standing, keep paying on that. Pay on that account. You got to have payment history. You can add a utility bill to your credit report like Xperia Boost, but you gotta have payment history. The next biggest factor is the amount you owe, okay? So you don't wanna owe too much on a credit card. So if your available balance, let's just say is $1,000 and you have a balance of $1,000, then you're max out. You wanna get that around $300 ideally, or at least under 500, half of your available credit, okay? So it's very important to the amount you owe. Another important thing, which is 15%, is credit history. A lot of times I've seen people where they just don't have a lot of credit history. They have a couple of accounts that they never paid on, and they don't have any payment history. They really don't have much utilization with this one here, and then the age of credit is it's not really there. So you want to keep accounts open for a long time. Another thing you want is a little bit of new credit. So every once in a while, you need to add another account. I would say every 6 months, have Credit Karma and add a new account. That's 10% of your credit. And the next one is really big is credit mix, which is going to be 10%. You can't just have installment loans. Installment loans would be like a car loan, a personal loan. It's a loan with a set payment and a set date. Lenders like that, but they really want to see something where it's like a credit card or secure card where they can see you not use too much, see if you pay a little extra or you pay the minimum. But this is very important. So remember, the number one thing is payment history. You want to pay things on time. You don't want to use too much credit. You want to keep accounts open. I've seen people pay off an old account, and then it closes, and then they lose that payment history. So these are kind of the rules, okay? Hope this makes sense. All right, let's get into the next thing. So the next thing is that you want to check your credit. You really need to know what your credit is and check it. And not only check it, but check it often, okay? Check your credit often. Now, you have to understand that there's different ways that your credit is calculated. So on Credit Karma, which I recommend, they have TransUnion and Equifax. They use something called a VantageScore 3.0. And it's free updates, credit monitoring, and personalized recommendations. I recommend you take those recommendations from Credit Karma, and it's like your personal coach. You don't need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on credit repair. They'll help you. You also can go to Xperia. Xperia uses FICO 8.0. This is more accurate. As a lender, we use FICO, okay? So that's more accurate, and you can get probably your free report. They might charge you for a credit score. I don't recommend you pay for a credit score. Whatever Credit Karma says, you could just minus, 10, 30, 40 points, and that will kind of give you close to your FICO. You also can go to My FICO and get a free report. You can go to CreditWise and get a free report. That's Vantage 3.0. See these Vantages? Those are different than 8.1. But it's very hard to improve your credit if you do not check it. So check your credit, see what's on there, make sure it's accurate, see the balances, see what you owe, and things like that. Now, as for a mortgage, we don't really hold medical against you, so don't worry too much about medical, but we do look at utility bills, past due bills, cell phone bills. We look at those things, and they're important. So look at your credit, see what your balances is, and kind of take some of these recommendations from Credit Karma. All right, let's see what else we got here. Now, this is very, very important. You want to pay your bills on time. Now, sometimes like a cell phone bill or car insurance, they don't necessarily show up on your credit report. But if you don't pay it, it shows up in your credit report as a collection, okay? So get in the habit of paying everything on time, especially credit cards and things on your credit report. And it's good to always have automatic bill pay. It's always good to track and stay organized, have reminders, and you don't want anything past due, okay? So a lot of times, what I've seen is that people have a little bit lower income or living a little bit higher than their means, or their car payment too high, things like that. I don't think a lot of people just want to make late payments. I just feel like there's some circumstances that affect them. So make sure you pay everything on time, and that's going to have you have good credit. You can't have bad credit if you pay your bills on time, if you have no late payment. Remember, a late payment is very damaging. And what a late payment is, it means that you paid it 30 days late. They're going to give you every opportunity to make that payment. So please make that payment. Those late payments add up, and they can stay on there for a long time and affect your credit for a long time. Now, again, if you have credit cards, you want to reduce the balances, okay? You have to reduce the balances. Once you get over 50% of your available balance, your credit will automatically start going down because you have a higher default rate. And you want to prioritize high interest debt. You don't want a lot of credit cards. You want to increase your payments amount. You want to make sure you have a budget. You want to also maybe transfer it to a interest-free credit card. Managing debt is very, very important. And this is another thing. Keep old accounts, okay? If you pay off a credit card, keep it open if it's still open. Just have a zero balance. Never pay off a credit card and have it closed. Now, sometimes if you pay a collection account, they will close it because it's paid off. But remember, you want to get another account like a secure card, a secure loan, or maybe another credit card. You might want to do things in batches. Okay, I'm working on paying off my debt. Now I'm working on open up a positive account, keep that open for 6 months, and then open up another positive account. You don't really want too many hard inquiries. So length of credit, the oldest account that's been open, the better your credit history looks to lenders. Closing a old account shortens the average length of age of all your accounts, but lowers your credit score. Credit utilization, the radiation of your total credit card balance divided by your total available credit. And in closing an old account reduces that balance available credit and can lead to utilization. So basically, if you close an account like a credit card, use that you can lose that utilization, that extra leeway, because they somewhat look at all your available balances and all your total debt, which is like revolving debt and things like that. So you want to be reliable with a long credit history, just demonstrating your long-term reliability as a borrower. You're asking a lender to lend you $1,000, so you want to show you're reliable, okay? And then this is very important too. Diversify your credit type. I have seen people with just one credit card. Yes, they have good credit with that one credit card. Yes, they've done a good job with that one credit card, but it's just one account. We want to see more accounts, okay? Diversify. Lenders want to view diverse credit profile, but preferably demonstrate that you can handle different types of financial responsibility. And remember, VantageScore versus FICO. While a credit mix is a minor but notable in FICO scoring, VantageScore model considers the age and types of credit count as influence. Maintain types of mix. A healthy mix includes a combination of revolving and installment. Revolving is open-ended, like a credit card. It's open, it revolves. An installment is a loan. When you pay it off, it's done. It has a short, it's not open-ended, if that makes sense. So you want to have a little bit of both. If you have student loans, then you have an installment. If you have a car payment, you have an installment. Now you need an open-ended. And you want to manage that open-ended, which would be a credit card or a secure card. Now, this is something some people struggle with, and we call these derogatory remarks. These are negative things. What these are, I hope you can see this. I'm zooming in here. These are late payments. So they're 30-day late, 60-day late, 90-day late. These late payments stay up to 7 years from the first missed payment. So if it's only there for 7 years, it does fade over time. Then we have collections, an unpaid debt that the creditor sold to a collection agency. And again, those can stay on there for about 7 years. Then we have something called a charge-off. A charge-off is when a lender writes the debts off as a loss. And this usually happens between 120 days and 180 days past due. Again, 7 years. And then we have something called foreclosures and possessions. That's basically they take back the car or the house or whatever, and that lasts for 7 years. And then bankruptcies. That can last for anywhere 7 to 10 years. So these are all negative things. And we'll talk a little bit later on this video how to handle these. But I want you to understand these different things. A charge-off means that they wrote it off as a loss. Technically, you don't have to pay it back, but you're supposed to pay it back if you can. A collection means that that debt was sold to a collector, and they're going to try to collect that debt. And then a late payment. So basically, these kind of follow. First, you have a late payment, then another late payment, then it goes to collection. And if collection can't get, it goes to a charge-off. If it's a car, then it may get repossessed. You really don't want any of these, but it's good to understand these. And you can also look at some videos in YouTube and ChatGPT on how to handle these, okay? Now, let's get into how to fix these derogatory remarks, okay? So I'm just going to read this here. So honestly, you kind of just want to pay the debt. Consistently paying down existing debt is critical. Focus on reducing balances on your credit card to lower utilization ratio while negotiating a pay for delete. Now, pay for delete, is a 50-50. A lot of times you're not going to get that, but you can try. For Mark, you could try to pay them to delete it, or at least give you a letter or something like that, and maybe send that to the credit bureaus, or wait till it reports and updates. And then paying the debt and having it marked as paid is better than leaving it unpaid. So it's still to pay it, than not have it paid, and then focus on making all on-time payments in the future. Now, we all make mistakes, and it happens, but if you can set up a small payment plan and you're paying on it, it means you're being responsible, you're handling it, you're trying to. Now, after you work on paying the debt, negotiating it, some people try to dispute everything. Dispute might get a few removed, but you can't just dispute your way to good credit. You're going to probably have to show payment history with a secure credit card or a builder loan. I recommend both of these because that will help the best credit mix. After you do both of these, maybe for a year, then get a regular credit card. But it's an uphill battle, okay? Be patient, have credit karma, and take your time, okay? Also, some other ways that you can fix it is becoming an authorized user. This is a simple way to leverage someone else's good credit. You can report your rent payments. So now you get payment history for rent. And then there are some secure credit cards with no credit check, which is great. And if you want those, you can comment below and I'll give you those two that I know. Now, that's all I have for you for this presentation. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I hope I gave you some tips and advice. There are more to credit. There's a lot to credit, so do your own research, watch some other videos, and just take your time and start rebuilding. I don't know exactly where you're at. There's not a easy fix. There's no magic wand to fix credit. It's an ongoing process. If you have credit already, then focus on-time payments, focus on bringing down balances. If you don't have any credit, focus on opening secure credit cards, builder cards, authorized users, things like that. But if you want a personal credit advice to buy a home, contact me. I would love to talk to you and help you. I can do a soft credit, give you some advice, and help you. Now, remember, I'm not a credit expert, okay? I just know a lot about credit because I have experience pulling credit, helping people qualify for mortgages. Again, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks.